Have you prayed the bid'ah? You
Now
prayed
your bald
bid'ah
head gonna
today?
stay right here. Your
Is
bald
the
head gonna stay right
is the
here.
is the good bid'ah. MashaAllah, tabarakallah.
You see what he's saying. He said it's good bid'ah. It's good bid'ah because that's what Umar said. He said, "Oh,
Yeah.
mashallah, this is a good bid'ah, bid'atul hasana."
No. But Oda, let me ask you a question. Is there a problem praying at night?
No, like even in the Sunni books, like if you go into the Sunni hadith, there is a hadith that Albani considers to be sahih, where the Prophet said that the best prayers are the ones you pray in your house,
No.
except the one that is obligatory. So the obligatory prayers, yeah, you pray them in congregation. You will even get more benefit when you pray the obligatory prayers in congregation. Well, as far as the supplementary prayers are concerned, you should pray. It's an individual effort. You don't pray them in a congregation. No, you
It's
put
not
in
a
the extra effort. You put
well
in the extra effort, and you pray the supplementary prayers. So Umar ibn al-Khattab, he did the issue of Taraweeh. He initiated it. In the time of Abu Bakr, Taraweeh was not prayed. In the time of the Prophet, Taraweeh was not prayed. In fact, what Sunnis actually try to kind of draw claim on is the issue that the Prophet was praying and some people came to pray behind him. And then the following night, the Prophet refused to actually come out. He refused to come out to continue, to allow them to pray behind him. And then they started stoning and knocking his door. This is very, insulting. They were stoning the door of the Prophet,
I don't know
knocking.
about stoning. That's not what the hadith said, man. Don't
That's
add
what the
your
hadith
extra
says.
stuff.
No, no,
La
no, no.
ilaha
That's
illallah.
what the hadith says. You want me to get you the hadith?
It is a stone. And what they did was they came back to the masjid, yani.
No, no. They
And
were
they didn't see
using
Rasulullah
pebbles.
sallallahu
They were
alaihi
they
wasallam.
were using pebbles to stone the door of the
Yeah.
Prophet. They wanted him to
They
come
wanted
out.
to call him. They was calling him. They wanted to see what was the issue. It was not like they was stoning him out of
No, they
disrespect. Come
were
on, like
stoning. They were stoning.
represent the hadith.
They were actually stoning at his door. They were like, he should come out by force.
Not like by force. Come on, man. Stop using languages like that. That's not what
So,
the hadith said.
why,
Go bring
why,
the
for
hadith.
example, why was it not sufficient for them to knock and then they stop? Instead, what they were doing is they were actually throwing stones. They were throwing stones at the door of the Prophet.
Rasulullah explained to them why he didn't come out. It was
Yeah,
explaining the hadith.
he explained to them. He explained to them, and he prohibited them. So the issue is Rasulullah has explained to you.
It
Why
was
do
not
you
a
keep doing
prohibition, bro. It was not a prohibition. Don't misrepresent
It's
the
a
hadith.
prohibition. It's a prohibition.
No, he said I did not want to make it mandatory upon you. So it is
No, no, he
nafil.
didn't say. He didn't say he didn't want to make it
Bring the hadith.
mandatory. Mandatory. Okay, but the funny thing is today, like for example, um, there is a certain person that is trying to convince me that Taraweeh is not bid'ah. So the person said that Rasulullah used to pray tahajjud. This is what the person said. So the person brought some hadith from Tirmidhi that the Prophet actually used to pray tahajjud. Now the issue is the hadith in Tirmidhi shows that the Prophet used to pray this in the month of Ramadan in the last 6 nights. Okay, when it has to do with tahajjud. So now, or qiyamul layl, rather, it's qiyamul layl. So the question is, if the Prophet prayed qiyamul layl and in congregation in the last 6 nights, why do Sunnis pray tarawih every night as if it's wajib?
It's
Why
not
do they do
wajib.
that?
It's not wajib,
It's
yani.
not wajib, but the way they do it in every mosque, they don't even skip like one night.
No, it is
Okay.
up to. But okay, maybe you have not been to a Sunni mosque in a very long time. But the imam, I've always let it known that this right here is mustahab, right? So
There,
let's
there is
just
there is a there's a Sunni mosque. There's a Sunni mosque very close to my house, and when they are praying, it's like they are praying in the middle of my parlor.
okay, look, okay. So let's use the Quran for context, right? Okay, in Surah Muzammil, Qumi layla illa qalila, stand to pray by night, but not all night. So if somebody comes and say, "Yani, I'm going to the masjid to pray at night," what is the issue? I'm still trying to figure out what exactly is the issue. If I gather the brothers and sisters, Yani, we're gonna pray, Yani, tonight. And if some of them say, "You know what, Habibi, let's just pray every single night," because one, we're trying to catch the night of power. Bidnillahi ta'ala, Allah Azza wa Jalla allow us to be one of the people that catch the night of power. You're still not making me understand what exactly is the issue. Like from the
Yeah,
Quran,
yeah.
from
No,
the
no, no
Sunnah,
problem. I will
there's no
explain.
issue.
I will explain to you. I will explain to you. But first of all, for the sake of context, I pasted the link of the hadith. This is from Bukhari 6113. So just for you to see that, yeah, they were actually throwing stones. Narrated Zayd ibn Thabit, Allah's messenger made a small room with palm leaf mat in brackets. Allah's messenger came out of his house and prayed on it. Some men came and joined him in his prayer. He didn't tell them to come. They came and they prayed behind him. Then again, the next night they came for the prayer, but Allah's messenger delayed and did not come out to them. So they raised their voices and knocked the door with small stones to draw his attention. He came out to them in a state of anger, saying, "You still insisting on your deed." Now they put in brackets, that is Taraweeh prayer. Because even that act that the Prophet was actually doing, it wasn't Taraweeh. The word was never used in the time of the Prophet. That I thought this prayer might become obligatory upon you. So basically, the Prophet was praying
Exactly
maybe
what
in
I said.
Nafila. So you people offer this prayer at your homes. At your homes. He gave an instruction. So how many of you listen to the Prophet today? The Prophet says, pray this prayer at your homes. Sunnis say, no, we will pray it in the mosque. Are you the Prophet or is he the Prophet?
Okay, but exactly what I said, right? The hadith said, yani Rasulullah, yani he says that, Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he says that, yani he did not want to make it obligatory upon them.
Okay, he didn't want to
Okay,
make it obligate, but he gave you an order. The Prophet gave you an order. Why don't you follow the order of the Prophet and pray it in your house?
okay, but it's still not an issue to go to the masjid. Yani we have
No, no,
other
no, no, no.
authentic.
The
Hold
prophet,
on,
the
Habib.
prophet. See, look at what the prophet is saying. The prophet is saying, pray it in your house. This is the command of the prophet. This is the sunnah of the prophet.
It's
So
not a
what
command.
you doing? No, what you doing is actually bid'ah.
It's not. Okay, and I will give you this because I don't want to argue. I just came from prayer. The point is that the only thing I'm going to give you is the formality of the way that it is done right now. It is a
Okay,
bidah by the definition, but there's
okay.
nothing
So
wrong
so
with
you agree the way Taraweeh is done today is actually a bid'ah.
Yes, but yeah, it is. It's not an issue. We don't have an issue. We don't have the issue with the word bidah. The word bidah that we have an issue with is people bringing in things that cannot be found in the deen. Tawbah prayer can be
Okay.
found in Islam.
No, no, just a minute, just a minute. So how would you relate the hadith whereby the Prophet said, "Kullu bid'atin dalala wa kullu dalalatin finnar." Every bid'ah is misguidance,
Yeah,
and
every
every
but every
misguidance is in
scholar,
the fire.
every group of scholars understand the hadith with the slight differences. Meaning that in a sense, what the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is talking about is because the definition of bid'ah from some scholars like Ibn Rajab is that bid'ah is something that is not found within the Sharia. So something that the Sharia is not established in either from a general perspective or from a specific. And then other scholars obviously they have their definition of bid'ah. Yani, but in a sense, the Taraweeh prayer, or you could say Qiyamul, or you could say Yani Witr, whatever you're doing at night, whatever you're doing at night, right? This within the context of Islam, we find it throughout the Quran. Even when Allah was talk about in Surah Furqan, right? Ibadur Rahman, Allah will just say they're the ones that are standing up praying at night. If I want to get Yani a few of the brothers and sisters Yani or maybe the entire community Yani, if you guys want to come, this is mustahab. Yani, this is blessing in this. And then even there's other hadith where the Prophet ﷺ says that whoever comes to pray at night with the imam and he starts the prayer with the imam and finish it with the imam, he will get the reward. Yani. So it's not an issue for us as far as the context of bidah. The only problem
Okay.
with
So
certain
so
bidah is
let,
things
let,
that we
let me
can't find in
ask
the
you
Sharia.
let me ask you a question, Zainu. Who actually legislates in your religion?
I can say my religion, this din of Islam. Who legislate in Islam?
Who legislates in your religion? Who legislates for you?
As far as Sharia is Allah Azza wa Jal and yani the way the
It
Prophet
is it
SAW,
is it is Allah who legislates for you, right? Hmm? I'm asking you a question. Can you hear me? Can you hear
Can
me?
you guys hear me?
Yeah,
You guys
we
hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yes.
Okay,
yeah
okay, okay. But
Okay.
ask the
So
question because I think we
yeah.
was off.
Before I ask my question, let me give you another hadith so that you understand what I'm saying. This is from Bukhari, 2010. Abdul Rahman ibn Abdul Qari said, I went out in the company of Umar one night in Ramadan to the mosque and found the people praying in different groups. A man came alone, or a man praying with a little group behind him. So Umar said, in my opinion, look at this. In my opinion, in the Arabic, look at what he said. Okay? So it's clear that this has got nothing to do with Allah, and this has got nothing to do with Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wasallam.
Okay,
Okay, look at what Umar said. Where is this? Uh, he said, إني أرى لو جمعت هؤلاء على قارئ واحد. So he said, I see, that's in his opinion, as it is translated on sunnah.com. In my opinion, it will be better to collect these people under the leadership of one reciter. So he made up his mind to congregate them behind Ubay ibn Ka'b. Then on another night, I went again in his company, and the people were praying behind their reciter. On that, Umar remarked, what an excellent bid'ah this is. So Umar himself did not pray it. Umar actually, he got a reciter and said, the funny thing is, there is a hadith whereby someone asked the son of Umar, Abdullah bin Umar, whether he prays Taraweeh. Abdullah bin Umar said, do you think I am a donkey? Wallah al-Azim, this is what the hadith says. The
okay,
son of Umar ibn al-Khattab, he told the person who asked him, why doesn't he pray Taraweeh in Jama'ah? He said, do you think I'm a donkey?
okay.
This is what the son
Let's
of Umar
first
ibn
hold on.
al-Khattab said.
Let's first set the principle first, right? Because there's some Sunnis here that might misunderstand what you're trying
Yes.
to
So, so the,
trying
the
to
question,
interject.
the question I was asking you,
No,
the question I
the
was asking
question
you,
should
just a
be
minute,
Muhammad.
just a
Is
minute, Akhi. I
okay.
was,
Go
I
ahead.
was asking you a question. Then I went on, to show you the hadith where Umar is actually, initiating this bid'ah, and then he remarked, he said, "What an excellent bid'ah!" In Bukhari, 2010.
Yeah.
So what I'm, and by the way, the practice of Taraweeh has actually evolved. Like Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah, they've differed over the centuries. Is it 8 rak'ah? Is it 11? Is it 20? Is it, so on and so forth. They're actually disagreeing on even, the principle of how many rak'ah to actually pray in the so-called Salat al-Taraweeh. Now, I was asking you, I said, in your religion, who legislates? Who gives you the command to perform certain actions?
Okay. Let's follow first, Yani, with the Hadith of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, because some people are misunderstanding that, like as if the companions themselves are upon something that is far different from what the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam brought. Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi
What
Wasallam
do you
said,
mean by
and
far
this is
different?
hold,
What do you mean by
hold
far
on.
different?
Hold on, let me just set the principle that we can move further from there. Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, and I'll post the hadith. This is intimidating. This is Sahih. He said, "I enjoy you to follow my companions, then those after them, and then those after them."
And
Okay,
create,
so
okay, so the
okay,
companions can create new practices in the
it's
religion?
not a, is yani qiyamul layl is not a new practice in jama'
No,
or
this
by
is this
yourself.
is not this
Oh,
is not qiyamul layl,
oh, oh,
Zainu, because
hold on, Habibi,
when you finish
Habibi,
praying the
hold
Taraweeh,
on,
when
hold
you
on.
finish praying the Taraweeh, and just a moment, because you're mixing up issues here.
No,
When
you
you
definitely
finish
slow
praying,
down. It's like, hold
when
on.
you finish praying the Taraweeh in the mosque, don't you still pray qiyamul layl?
Yes, it's all the same things, just different terminology. The
So
point
how
I'm
is it
trying to
the
say is,
same thing? You're actually
hold
repeating
on,
the prayers twice.
hold on. No, it's not what you're repeating the prayer twice. Hold on, hold on.
So then what
The
what
first,
exactly are you praying? Are you
hold
praying
on. The
Qiyamul Layl, or are
first,
you praying something
hold on, let
else?
him respond, let him respond, let him
hold on.
respond.
The first hadith you brought about Omar, yani, in where he saw small groups of people praying together. There were already small groups of people praying together, small groups. The point is to bring the Muslims together. Instead of your little three people over here, four people over here, two people over here, one over there, yani, bring it together. We have the Imam, and you guys can just follow behind. There's nothing wrong with the principle that he set. There's nothing wrong. This is Islam. We are a Jama'ah. And then two, the hadith that I just brought you. The Muslims understand the context of we follow what the companions were upon in goodness. Even in the Quran, Allah Azza wa Jal said this. Even in the hadith I just brought you, Yani Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said this. So if Umar ibn Khattab brought something that is still within the principles of the Sharia, is obligatory on the Muslims to follow it. He did not bring something, Yani, that is not upon the Sharia. He did not bring something to say, A'udhu Billah, Yani, I'm just making an example. He did not say, Yani, turn to the west. He didn't say that.
Why did his son oppose him if he didn't bring something new?
I've never seen the hadith. Allah Alam. I never seen it. So, but the
Sayyid
point,
Muhammad just
but
shared it with you, Zaino. He said,
yeah,
he compared, he said, do you want me to be like a donkey? He said, I tell you the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam's sunnah and how he was performing it, and you tell me my father says this or that. I'm paraphrasing it. Sayyid Muhammad, you want to repeat the hadith of
Yeah,
Abdullah bin Umar?
the hadith is actually found in the Musannaf of Abdul Razzaq as-San'ani. Okay. قال أتقرؤون القرآن؟ قال نعم. قال أفتنصت كأنك حمار؟ صل في بيتك. So somebody told him.
where's
Somebody
the
told.
hadith from? Where's the hadith from?
Let me get you the link. No problem. I will get it for you. I will
Let
search
me
for it
see.
now. So somebody told Ibn Umar to actually pray. جاء رجل إلى ابن عمر قال أصلي خلف الإمام في رمضان قال أتقرأ القرآن قال نعم قال أفتنصت كأنك حمار صلي في بيتك. Said, are you going to stand like you're a donkey? Go and pray in your house.